right, Shalom, Shalom.
Shalom.
All right, we GMS Louisiana Saints, Lafayette Camp. Coming back at you with another live lesson. Sit down. All right, but before we get started, we're facing the east, so we're going to give all honor and glory to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Arakakudash.
All right, double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Salutations and blessings to you out there that's pushing this truth and sincerity. All right, to the four corners of the world. All right?
Shalom.
Shalom. All right, and pretty much we're going into persecution, man. All right, going into these people making us what offender for a word, man. All right, we're gonna get a few scriptures. Lord willing, that'll be edifying to the spirit.
All right. This is Isaiah chapter 29, verse 20. It says, "For the terrible one is brought to naught, and the scorner is consumed, and all that watch for iniquity are cut off."
That's right, talking about Esau, man, the terrible one. All right.
It says, "That make a man an offender for a word, and lay a snare for him that reproveth in the gate,
right.
And turn aside the just for a thing of naught."
That's right, make a man for offender of a word, man. All right. Look what these men are saying, man. All right. How can they possibly be men of the Lord, man? All right. They're Semitic or whatever. They're, they speak in hate. All right. This, that, and the third, man. All right. Making us what? Offender of the word, man. Offender of a word, man. All right. These men can't possibly be, meant to send the word of the Lord, man, because you see what we preach, all right, which is the raw, the raw cut truth, man, all right. And then when you look on TV, all right, you see people like TV Jakes, all right. You see people like Osteen and all these other people, all right, preaching. But what they preach, when they preach it soft to you, man, all right, they preach you these smooth words, all right. So that's who they esteem up high, man. All right, but you have it up.
All right. We'll just read it one more time for the brothers. It's Isaiah 29 and 21. "That make a man an offender for a word, and lay a snare for him that reproveth in the gate, and turn aside the just for a thing of naught."
That's right, man. So he lay a snare, man. All right, for him that reprove in the gate, man. All right, for them that speak up against this kingdom, man. All right, speak up against all the wickedness that coming up in this world, man. This wicked world. All right. So what they're gonna portray us as being, terrorists, man. All right. They're gonna deface us, man. Pretty much.
Yep.
All right.
That's why the Lord says ultimately, if the Lord rendered us blameless, that means that there has to be certain accusations that's even brought up upon us. That means that there's certain slander, certain words, a certain vibration that's going to be put out that's going to be untrue for the Lord to render us blameless, man. This is Amos 5 and 10. It says, "They hate him that rebuketh in the gate, and they abhor him that speaketh uprightly." Got it, brother.
Right, man. They hate us that go into these highways and these byways and preach the downfall and the destruction of America, man. And telling our people, all right, that this place is going to be destroyed. And that the heathen are going to have to pay for the things that they have done, all right, for all the blood that have been shed on the earth, man. All right, they hate to hear that correction, man, that comes from our mouth, all right?
Right. And the gate is the chief place of concourse, man. So just for telling our people the right way they should live, the right way they should eat, the right way they should think, the name of the power that they should serve, the culture that they should embrace, we're hated for it, man. All right, they're going to seek our lives pertaining to the scriptures, man. They're going to seek our lives, all right? The scriptures tell you they shall be thinking that they do the Most High service, man. All right? They're going to try to deliver us before these city judges, these state judges, these Supreme Court judges, man. All right? Like they say, Esau, he says, what, the highest law of the land, the highest court of the land, man. All right? They're going to take the men of the Lord up there for a testimony of the Lord pertaining to Matthew, the 10th chapter, like me and the brother was getting into, man. But that testimony is going to be that certain brother's lot, man. So a brother might be brought up to the 19th JDC in Baton Rouge, the Supreme Court up in New Orleans, the federal court in Lake Charles, man, and so on and so forth, for a testimony for the Lord, man. You're not gonna be brought up there on nigger business, man. There's gonna be something dealing with the Lord. That's what we'd rather be brought up before these judges on, man. If we're gonna be brought up and arrested on anything, we want to be arrested for something that we contributed to putting towards the Lord's name, man. For fighting for the Lord, not fighting for the streets, man. Fighting for O-Block, all right? Fighting for Ninth Ward, man. We want to fight for the kingdom of heaven. You got it, brother.
I got a
You got it, Amos. I'm on your slot, brother.
I got a translation. This is the same scripture, Isaiah 29, verse 21, in the NIV, the New International Version. It says, those who with the word make someone out to be guilty, who ensnared the defender in court, and with false testimony deprive the innocent of justice. So we have this word, and not only do we have this word, but we're defending this word as well, defending the gospel. Okay, Esau Edom, through his narratives and his enchantments, his propaganda, is going to make us out to to make us look like the guilty ones in society. To make it look like that we're the ones that's doing wrong in preaching wrong.
Ooh.
Okay, you want to back me up?
Yep, I got your precept. We can break it down too. It's Psalms 10 and 8. Well, I'm gonna start at verse 7. Psalms 10 and 7. His mouth is full of cursing and deceit and fraud. Under his tongue,
his mouth is full of fraud, falsehood. Go ahead.
Under his tongue is mischief and vanity.
Under his tongue is mischief and vanity, because Esau Edom, he speaks mischief and lies and vanities, but he hides it. He hides it. Like the verse just read, he hides it under his tongue, because what's above his tongue, peace, okay, peace and safety and things like that.
Yeah.
But we all, of course, we all know, pursuant to 1 Thessalonians 5, that when it shall say peace and safety, destruction is going to come right afterwards. So he hides all of his, all those things. He hides his deception under all those things. Okay, to ultimately, curse us. Go ahead.
Yep, that's right, bro. It says he sitteth in the lurking places of the villages.
Hey, did I not just put in a WhatsApp earlier? They lurking. These Christians. God. These Christians. These Christians and these these agents. People like Vocab Malone. Okay, and things like that. Okay, they're lurking and watching. The Hebrew Israelites. Watching everything that we're doing to try to build up a case against us, to ultimately blame the ministry.
Right.
Okay.
We see their true intentions come out, because what the brother posted going into this guy Vocab Malone, his true intentions came out with that statement that he made. He said, what? Tahar is the heathen that you're following after. So that shows you that his true mindset, his true intentions right there, man. He got emotional and totally went off the rocker and showed his hand, man. What he was all about, man. He's all about targeting our elders, man, our apostles, and the foundation that they set up, because they brought in fruit, man. You got camps all over the globe, man. From the Lord pouring out the Spirit upon the apostles on down to the least of us. And men are out there lurking and waiting secretly for things to come up so they can show themselves and reveal their true intentions. But it says, you got it, Amani. It says, verse 9, Osalakia, verse 8, he sitteth in the lurking places of the villages. In the secret places doth he murder the innocent.
Secret places. Because that's what this devil Esau Edom is all about, doing to our people at the end of the day. Because, when you go back to Genesis 27, when Jacob received the blessing, all right, and, Esau was basically, outed from the blessing. Eventually when Isaac gave him the blessing, which is what? To have the fatness of the earth via the sword. Okay, what did Esau say in his heart immediately after that? That the days when his father Jacob, passed away, then he will look to slay his brother Jacob. And so now here it is. We're living in the midst of, better yet, at the latter end of Esau Edom's blessing, right, over the fatness of the earth via the sword. So he's looking to fulfill that agenda that he set in his heart thousands of years ago when he lost out on a blessing.
Right. And we see that he's coming into the end of that blessing because his blessing is coming unglued, man. Mm-hmm. He's losing and he's shaky, he's rocky. all of a sudden that strong pivot that he was under for centuries upon centuries now is becoming unloosed now. All right, that throne that he set upon to rule over the different nations, that whore that sit upon many waters, now that whore is being shaken. She's being weakened, man. And ultimately, the Most High is going to end this place with a bitter nuclear destruction, man. You got it on Mars.
This is Proverbs 23, and I'm going to start at 6. It says, Eat thou not the bread of him that have an evil eye, neither desire thou his dainty meats.
Right. That's talking about Esau Edom, man. He has an evil eye, evil intentions. Like the brother was saying. Under his tongue, he'll have his true intentions. But on the top of his tongue, on that coming out of his mouth will be sweet words. Join unto me. The Most High loves everybody. All right? Christianity, the cross, the Holy Trinity, all these the hell doctrine, man. All these things are sweet words to our people because they love hearing the things of the world. They love hearing things that are going to keep them comfortable. The hell doctrine keeps you comfortable, it keeps you docile. But the whole idea in the scriptures, they set you free. That's why the scriptures tell you. Let me get it real quick, guys. Just hold that real quick.
Quick one as well.
All right, it's Galatians 4:16. It says, "Am I therefore become your enemy because I tell you the truth?" You got it, bro.
Have I therefore become your enemy because I tell you the truth, man? You know, a lot of people say, man, just tell me the truth, man. Just be honest with me. But in reality, they don't want to hear the truth, man. All right, they hate you for telling the truth to them. You know,
rebuke that's sitting in the gate.
Yeah. Yep. Is there more in there?
That was it. You can keep going if you had.
All right, just backing the brother up on what he was saying about those meats and those words that Esau used to persuade our people into believing everything that he says. This is Psalms 55:21. It says, "The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, for war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet they were drawn swords," man. All right. And a perfect example of that is when, Esau came over here on them ships, man. All right, and slaughtered the Native Americans. All right, these treaties that he broke. All right, the lies that even up till today, man. All right, these lies of saying that America's gonna go back to normal. All these things are smooth words that our people love to hear. You know, but they're gonna end in the end of all of these things. Our people are pretty much gonna get beaten by the snake, man, by the serpent. All right.
That charagma is gonna come in the form of smooth words.
Yeah.
You got it on well, if you was done up.
On 7.
Keep going. All right, keep going. For the brother.
All right. This is Proverbs 23:7, and it says, "For for as he thinketh in his heart, so is he eat and drink," said to thee.
Right, because Esau Edom, he did this in the beginning in that spirit of the serpent, man. That's why it tells you in Revelation the 12th chapter, the 7th verse, I believe, there was a war in heaven, that old serpent. Because that old serpent was once a new serpent, an up-and-coming serpent. But he had those same type of ways in him, man. He had those same crafty, beguiling ways when when he came in the garden to throw that division between Adam and Eve. Now he's throwing that division between the Israelites and Yahushua now, man. 2/3 of our people in the Most High, because if the Most High just hated our nation, he would have said, okay, well, in the kingdom of heaven, 2/3 still won't be saved. But in the kingdom of heaven, 2/3 are going to be back in their right mind, man. The Lord is just teaching you a lesson on this side, man, because you're following after the ways of this devil, man. After his sweet words. Our people love to be complacent. They love to say, okay, well, give me a job, give me some AC, give me some internet, all right, give me some weed to smoke, a woman, and I'm good. Nah, man, the Most High is about getting you out of your comfort zone, man. The Most High don't want you just docile and just believing that the world is just going to carry on. No, man, shake him up some. That's what the Most High is doing us. Shake him up a little bit, get him in his right mind, and let him know that the world ain't what it's cracked up to be. That's what the Lord did to us when he brought us in the truth, man. He let us know that the world ain't what we thought it was, man. But that wisened us, that grew us, man. And we're thankful for that. You got it, bro.
Con, reading back from the top of 7, it says, "For as he thinketh in his heart, so is he. Eat and drink, said he to thee."
Oh yeah, go tattoo your body up. Go be a Christian. Uh, what you said you want to do? You want BLM? You say so. Whatever you want, do as thou will.
Yeah.
Eat and drink. All right, like the scripture say, woe unto him that giveth his neighbor drink, man. That's Esau Edom, man. He laugh at Israel. He gets you all drunk, all full of his philosophies. And when you come back saying, "What have I done to myself?" He just sitting back laughing, man. That's why the Most High calls him what? The accuser of our brethren. Go ahead, bro.
It says, "But his heart is not with thee."
Yeah, man. Break it up. Break it up.
All right. It says,
Break it down.
uh, "The morsel which thou hast eaten shalt thou vomit up, and loosen thy sweet words."
Right. Truth. That's the sweet words, man. So you fucking around going to Esau's 4-year colleges, getting a PhD, going to his religious system, going to his military, his political system. You're gonna throw up and just totally disregard those sweet words, man. Just like when you go into Galatians 3 and 28, neither Jew nor Greek. Our people were throwing up those sweet words, man. Going to Antiochus Epiphanes, consenting to his ways and his laws, man. And we see that time and time after time because Israel goes into captivity under certain kings and rulers, and they start to bow down to them. They start to become what those rulers and kings are, man. Instead of worshiping the power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, man. So we've been going off since the beginning. That's why the Most High said that grain of evil seed was in Adam from the beginning, man. So now that we have these sweet words, we're doing everything to obtain and to cling on to them, man. You got it, man. I'm gonna go back in that Psalms 10 for mine after the brother precept.
It says, "Speak not in the ears of a fool, for he will despise the wisdom of thy words."
Pretty much the point.
That's pretty much the point,
Just wanna break that down. Yeah, break it down.
It says again. It says, speak not in the ears of a fool, for he will despise the wisdom of thy words." And that's what we're doing, man. We're speaking, these words, all right, to the ears of our people, crying out aloud, all right, but our people are disregarding, man, because they'd rather listen, all right, or they'd rather be a part of the world, man, all right, because, they have been indoctrinated, man, over the years and the years and the years of lies, man, it's been instilled within their brain,
That's why the Lord said He come for the lost sheep of Israel. Because there's only going to be a certain amount. Even though we go out week in and week out and talk to some two-thirds will come out. It's only going to be a certain few that's going to actually do the will of the Lord, man. Like this brother here, Manya. Brother came out of all the people that were coming out. And we all have different testimonies. Like we were the few out of many, all these people coming out during all these events. Just think about downtown Lafayette out here. And this one brother comes out of all the people. That's a lost sheep. You know? Lord willing, we stay in the same grace, but that's just a testimony. That's just a small testimony. And we see those things. We don't just necessarily just be like, oh my goodness, we found another one. No, we sincerely, because that's why at the end of our message we say Aparatazan, we're of that number. Because we gotta steadily, constantly repent and examine ourselves. But the scriptures tell you that the heavens rejoice when a man turn away from his sin, man. So a man coming in this truth, the heavens rejoice at that, man. So how much more of us, man? We got to bring in these fruit to remain, brothers. We want brothers to remain. That's why we constantly label brothers with whatever they go through. You got it, brother.
They had some more of their songs.
Kinda. It's Psalms 10 and 9. You got it, out. It says, "He lieth and waits secretly as a lion in his den. He lieth in wait to catch the poor. He doth catch the poor when he draweth him into his net."
Yeah, so Esau Edom is waiting for one of the elect to slip up and fall, which we know according to the scriptures that that's impossible. Okay, but he's waiting like a lion. A lion that's lurking in the bushes. Okay, constantly watching his prey. Seeking to wait for that prey to do something stupid that's going to be costly. Okay, that's all Esau Edom and these agents. okay, that are trying to disrupt the ministry, or watching the Hebrew Israelites, trying to look for any reason to blame the Lord's woman and to make the Lord's woman be found guilty with guile. Okay, but we know going to Revelation, the 14th chapter, where it speaks about the 144,000 singing that new song. No guile was in their mouths. Okay, because pretty much, Lord willing, we have the 144,000. You know, when you go into Revelation the 13th chapter as well as Revelation the 14th chapter, and kind of put it side by side. In the 13th chapter, it speaks about how Esau Edom was set up. His beast system. Okay, and revive it. As well as the image of the beast system, and then ultimately issue forth the charagma of this beast system. When in the very next chapter, the 144,000 will be speaking out against that very same system that we see being put in place right now.
Right, singing that new song.
Uh-huh.
And that tells you that ultimately the Lord, that's what the Lord says. He said basically he's not the power of the dead, he's the power of the living, man. Mm-hmm. So the Lord don't want us in that spirit of, oh man, you just finna just get obliterated. This man finna just come down with you with great wrath and just destroy you and there's nothing left of you. No, man. The Lord wants us to know that the Most High is mightier and stronger than Esau Edom, man. But at the end of the day, these things that Esau is doing in this society, the Lord wants us to be aware of them. Watch these traps, watch these snares, watch these slanders. He's gonna come against you. You gotta keep like when you're in baseball and you steadily seeing pitches coming across. What do they say? Good eye, good eye. That's the men of the Lord, man. We got good eyes for certain things, man, and we speak on them. But it says, so like, you want to say something?
No, you good.
All right, it's Psalms 10 and 10. It says, He croucheth and humbleth himself, that the poor may fall by his strong ones.
He crouches and he humbles himself. He comes off as if he's for you, for your best interest, and that he wants to see you succeed in this, this and the third. But ultimately, he's trying to devour you. He's trying to use subtlety, just like he did Eve back in the garden. Okay, he's trying to use subtlety to get you away from your order, the order that Yahweh Shimon Shai set you up to be in. And what's interesting is that what the brothers reading right there in Psalms the 10th chapter links perfectly with Sirach the 12th chapter.
Yeah.
Where it tells you never trust thine enemy.
Sirach 12 and 10 is right, brother.
Right. Though he go crouching as a lion, take good heed of him, and so on and so forth. So hey, this devil, we know he's getting ready to come through with persecution, but he's not going to come with that persecution. Like he's not going to always do it in a form of hatred or violence or whatever, because that persecution can also come in the form of kindness and meekness and subtlety.
Right.
Just as the serpent did.
Hey, let me just bring this out for you, brother. It's Genesis 3 and 1. It says, Now the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field which the Lord Yahweh had made.
Right. And that serpent, as brothers always go into, was basically, a witch, a person who deals with enchantment. Okay, not an actual serpent, an actual snake wiggling around the garden, speaking to Eve or to humans in general. No, it says he was more subtle than any other beast of the field, meaning he was more craftier. Okay, he was more clever. All right, on the left hand side, that is, because we as the hopeful elect, we're likened unto serpents. Okay, we have serpent-like wisdom, but on the right hand side, that serpent in the garden, which we know that spirit today is in Esau Edom, he was he had serpent-like wisdom on the left hand side.
Right.
Right.
Right. So he was more subtle than any of the people in the world.
Yep.
Beast is going into people, field is going into world. Is not that playing out right now? Esau is the most cunning, crafting, deceitful nation of people on the planet Earth, man. Hence the whore that sitteth upon many waters, man. So the Most High didn't make this up, man. Esau's been doing this from the beginning, just as Jacob has been from the beginning, man. Israel has been from the beginning through Adam, man. Adama, brown, man. That's why you see all Israelites in different shapes, sizes, and colors, man. Esau can't do that. Esau couldn't have worked that work throughout the entire planet Earth and wake us up, man. Have us teaching. Brothers go from working 9 to 5, slaving, not knowing what the hell's going on, just trying to work for a retirement, a 401k. So now they calling on the name of the Lord, man. Now they breaking down scriptures. going into deep breakdowns, man. Saying, you know what, man, F all Esau knowledge, F the knowledge of the plant, the knowledge of the legal field, medical field. Man, this is way much more substance, man. Volume. You got it, Doc. You got it on Mars.
All right, I got one. This is First Peter's 5, and I'm gonna start at 8. It says, "Be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about, seeking whom he may devour." So basically, you know, we have to be on our P's and Q's, man. All right, when we're out there in the world, so that way, what he can't be found with blame, man. So that he can't say, "Oh, look, we got one of these Hebrew Israelites, you know, you know, doing this, doing that, holding guns or whatever." But, like the things that these other camps be doing, man, holding guns at camp, marching down like they're in military base,
Right.
all these things that can demonize us as a people, man. He doesn't realize, the Israelites don't realize these other camps is that has a negative look on all of us, man. All right, it has a negative look at all of us, and that when Esau comes down, he's gonna he's coming for us collectively, man, not individually camps. He's coming for all Israelites, man. All right, so that's why it's important for us, what, man, to be, wise as a serpent, harmless as a dove, as the brother was saying, man. But we're on that right hand side.
Right, and that's
All
why
right.
the Lord said you got to work out your own salvation with fear and trembling, because that 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 test could come your way. You got to be fit enough for the test. Brother can't say, "Hey, I'm getting myself fit. I'm getting my fitness together for the test ahead," and I got to work on your fitness too. We got to work on our individual fitness, because things are going to come at us that we're only fit for from the beginning. You might have a test that you can easily pass, but a brother might have went through that same test, and he just might have just been like, "Hey, man, I'm giving up on this," because it wasn't his lot, man. So we all have individual lots, just like we have individual gifts. But now in these latter days, we're waiting to see. We're excited, man. This is exciting to be time to be a part of the ministry, man, because we're seeing the gifts that the Lord is displaying upon us, as well as the prophecies come to pass, man. Because we know they will. We undoubtedly know they will, man. You got it, money.
In these times, also, we can clearly see more and more who the Lord is dealing with. What particular camps He's dealing with, what particular
Right.
individuals amongst the body that He's dealing with. So hey, like the brother just said, we're in exciting times, because we're in the times where we see Esau, Edom's kingdom, losing more and more every day. This whole entire beast system, and we know at the end of the tunnel that we're also going to receive a victory over the downfall of this beast system. But we know in the process we're going to have to catch hell. Okay, before we get there,
That's right.
you y'all want to go into Matthew 10?
I got one after you too.
All right, this is Matthew chapter 10. I'm gonna start at verse 5 and read a few scriptures. Then after that, I'm gonna kind of jump around, because really, like this whole entire chapter, as I said before the video, goes right into what the title of the video goes into. You know, and pretty much in this chapter, in Matthew the 10th chapter, Yahushua gave the disciples the commission to go out and preach the gospel, preach the kingdom of heaven, and he was also prepping them, for all the persecutions and the hell that they would have to go through, for preaching the kingdom in His name. All right. This is Matthew chapter 10, start at verse 5. These 12 Yahushua sent forth, all right, the 12 disciples. These 12 Yahushua sent forth and commanded them, saying, "Go not into the way of the Gentiles, and into any city of the Samaritans enter ye not." Okay, so Yahushua gave a strict commandment to the disciples: don't go out and teach the Gentiles. Okay, don't go out and teach the other nations. All right, clearly right here in the scriptures, and at the same time, it also goes into the Gentile Israelite foreigners, because we know, as the scripture says in Zechariah 12:7, the Lord would raise up the tents of Judah first. Those that would be of the circumcision first, and then later on, the gospel would be preached to the Gentile Israelite foreigners. But nonetheless, this gospel of the kingdom of heaven was not meant to go out to be preached to the Gentile, actual heathen nations. Okay, so that's a cut to you Christians.
Right, and that shows you right there that Yahushua knew the whole volume of the book, because the reason he was saying that was because heathens were placed in that land, man.
Yeah.
From the book of Kings, man.
Yeah.
Way back when those heathens were placed in that land. That's why Yahushua said don't go to the house of Samaria, man. Because they had a bunch of heathens that were placed in that land during the time of the fall of the northern kingdom, man. All right. Salmanasseh the fifth. All right. Second Ezra the 13th chapter. Go ahead, brother. I got one to back you up, huh?
All right, you want to bring it out right now?
You keep going.
All right,
I'm always reading before me too.
I'm gonna read down to verse 7. Then y'all can bring out y'all precepts. All right, Matthew 10, verse 6. But go rather to the lost sheep of the house of Israel, and as ye go, preach, saying, the kingdom of heaven is at hand. So Yahushua gave a straightforward commandment to the disciples to go to the lost sheep of the house of Israel and preach to them that the kingdom of heaven is at hand. But, as we're going to continue reading in this chapter, Yahushua told the disciples that they would have to go through a lot of things and go through a lot of tribulations, okay, in the process of preaching the kingdom of heaven. Okay, and just as us in this current day, here in Babylon the Great, preaching the kingdom throughout the four corners of the earth. Okay, and we know that Esau Edom is getting ready to come down with great persecution upon us for preaching the kingdom. Okay, y'all want to bring out y'all precepts real quick?
You got it, I'm
This is Acts 14 and 22. It says, confirming the souls of the disciples and exhorting them to continue in the faith, and that we must through much tribulation enter into the kingdom of Yahweh. All right, so as the scripture was just now saying, man, through much tribulation, through much persecution, through much evil times, all right, all these different things, all right, we should not until we go through these different things, all right, being tried, as gold in the fire, all right, that we won't be able to enter in the kingdom until we go through these things, man. All right, until we purified like that gold 7 times. That's passed through 7 times.
Yep.
All right, you got it, right?
It's Lamentations 5 and 1. It says, remember, O Lord, what has come upon us. Consider and behold our reproach. Because that's what we're screaming right now, man. Remember, Lord, consider our reproach. Know that we haven't forsaken you, Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. You've cast out our people, discontinued us from our heritage. But though you've saved that remnant that is loyal, that's faithful to you, Lord. So that's what the Lord is looking for, man. He's looking for loyalty, faithfulness in his bride, man, in Israel. And that's where he's going to find the elect. Men that his mouth has been found no guile, those virgins, all right? Those men that are trimming their lamp right now, man. We're trimming our lamps right now, man, because it's going to get real dark in this place, man. And we're going to need the Lord. You're going to need the Lord, man. And it's going to be too late for some of you people, man. The Lord is not going to want to hear and deal with you. And ultimately, we're a symbolization of the Lord. So the men are not going to want to deal with you, man, because we've been out here for so long, all right? Catching headaches with our people, dealing with all sorts of manners of our nation, man. The difficulties of the mindsets of our people that have been demolished through slavery, through Esau Edom. It says, verse 2, our inheritance is turned to strangers, our houses to aliens. That's what we're screaming about, man. The Lord, our inheritance has been given over to what? Esau Edom for a temporary moment, man. He's got the fatness of the earth. That's going to be given on to Jacob. We're going to get the fatness of the entire universe now, man. Not only the earth, because the earth abideth forever. The earth is not going to be destroyed in this third world war, man. Because like him, Esau would love to have this earth destroyed, man, because he wants to just totally self-obliterate them. He's totally diabolical. So what Esau will do is he'll say, well, you know what? I'm looking at the odds. Everybody not going to make it. But to fulfill my goal, I'll kill everybody and myself. That's how Esau thinks, man. He'll kill everybody and himself just to achieve his goal, man. That's a diabolical devil, man. But the Most High is raising up priests, kings, judges that are going to have integrity in these last days to say, well, you know what? Death is a small thing to us. The 7 brothers in the Maccabees, went to death for the Lord over a piece of pork, man. So these trials and tribulations that we're going to be faced with is going to be nothing to us. It says, verse 3, we are orphans and fatherless. Our mothers are as widows. We have drunken our water for money. Our wood is sold onto us. You see, we've drunken our water for money. That's our water, man. We're not supposed to be paying to live on this land, man. We're not supposed to be paying for certain services on this society because it's all ours, man. Esau taxes. Esau says, well, you know what? You go to work, you get paid every 2 weeks instead of at the end of that workday. All right, and in your paycheck, I'm gonna tax you. I'm gonna tax you every paycheck and yearly, and even on your daily transactions, I'm gonna tax you. But it says our necks are under persecution, and that's the point. Our necks are under persecution. We labor and have no rest. We have given the hand to the Egyptians and to the Assyrians to be satisfied with bread. You see? And that's like to Esau, Edom, and the world rulers, man. Pertaining to Psalm the 83rd chapter. We've been given onto their hands for them to be satisfied with bread, man. They're satisfied with our labor because through us, they don't look at us as, oh, that's Calvin on the job. They see us as, oh, that's a piece of gold, that's a piece of silver, that's my possession, man. So they have the Lord's possession in their hands, and only the power of Israel can deliver us from out of the state we're in, man. We're in a low state right now, man. We need deliverance. Our brothers got, we're gonna get a few more.
Yeah. I got one. I want to back up both of you brothers. All right, this is First Thessalonians 3:3. It says that no man should be moved by these afflictions, for yourselves know that we are appointed thereunto, man. All right, so look, we pretty much uh, uh, picked up our cross, man, picked up our burdens, and said, to hell with this world, man. We'd rather suffer for the Lord, man. Right? We'd rather be on the side of the Lord and be persecuted by the people than be with the people and be persecuted or judged by the Lord. All right, you got
it. Second Ezra chapter 16. Second Ezra 16. I'm gonna start at verse 68. It says, "For behold, the burning wrath of a great multitude is kindled." I'm gonna read it again. Second Ezra 16, verse 68. "For behold, the burning wrath of a great multitude is kindled over you, and they shall take away certain of you, and feed you, being idle with things offered unto idols." Okay, so Esau, Edom is getting ready to come down with that great wrath, and we know through the prophecy he's going to be, he's going to have the liberty to get some of us, some of us that are of the hopeful elect. But we know ultimately that the Lord is not going to allow this devil to get all of us, you know. Yeah, because as Elder Kazak from Mississippi said in one of his recent videos, somebody got to make it into the kingdom.
That's right.
Right, bro.
I saw that video. And shalom to the elder for that. For real.
Shalom, Elder Kazak.
And shalom to not only that brother, but all the elders that are out there motivating younger brothers as ourselves, man. Motivating brothers that they'll do a video, but it'll literally pertain to something we're going through or something that we recently, went through. That'll just keep us motivated and faith boost to the end, man. So the water to you elders, y'all been doing a great job. Apostles as well, man. And the bishops. Shalom. But you got it, brother.
Verse 69. "And they that consent unto them shall be had in derision and in reproach and trodden in the foot." Yeah, those are people that's going to bow to the image of this beast system, as well as receive the paragma. All right, they're going to be had in derision because ultimately, that covenant of death spoken of in Isaiah 28, the Lord said He's going to disannul it. Meaning what? He's going to cancel that covenant that our people are going to make with Esau, Edom. Okay, and the Lord is ultimately going to cancel their asses out. 2/3 of them. It says, verse 70. This is the main point. Verse 70. For there shall be in every place." All right, in every place, and in the next cities, a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord. So hey, Esau Edom is going to make us an offender for a word, okay, and that narrative is going to lead to us receiving great, a great insurrection, a great insurrection upon us because we fear the Lord, and as well as because we preach the gospel of the kingdom of heaven. to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. All right, and that's why Yahushua told us in the scriptures. And as a matter of fact, I'm gonna just go ahead and read it real quick. This is also back in Matthew 10, in verse 28. This Yahushua speaking. He says, Matthew 10 and 28, and fear not them which kill the body, but are not able to kill the soul, but rather fear him. All right, fear the Lord, but rather fear him which is able to destroy both soul and body in hell. Yeah, right. So, hey, Yahushua gave us a straightforward commandment. Don't fear those that only have power over the flesh, but ultimately fear him, which is the Heavenly Father Yahweh through his begotten Son Yahushua, that has the power to kill both the flesh and the soul. Okay, all together. So that's ultimately the one that we ought to fear. All right, because this devil, we know when the Lord, when this devil come down with great wrath upon us, the Lord is going to lift up that standard for us. Okay, for us and against him. All right, so hey, we have hope at the end of the day, no matter what this devil says about us or the ministry or the work. You got y'all got it.
That's right, bro. That's right. I got a quote. It was Matthew 5 and 10. Y'all got it. It says, Yahushua speaking, blessed are they which are persecuted for righteousness' sake, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Let me keep going.
You can read it one more time.
Matthew 5 and 10. Blessed are they which are persecuted for righteousness' sake, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven.
So blessed is the man that suffer for righteousness' sake, man, for the sake of the name of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai.
Blessed are ye when men shall revel you and persecute you, and shall say all manner of evil against you falsely for my sake.
That's right, man. Blessed is of us, the hopeful elect, man, that for those who cast our name out, put us to the side, don't want to deal with us, not dealing with us anymore, pretty much looking at us like a black sheep, you know, blessed
right.
is it when those things happen to you.
Right, and you see scoffers making all type of memes and photoshopping videos of our elders, of our apostles, man. That just means we're blessed, man. Yep. All right, that just means we're doing a good job, man. Because here we are defending the gospel, being a light unto our people, being that house upon that hill that can't be hid, and you have people that are below throwing rocks up at that house, man. Anytime that house door open or a little gust of wind come through that house, they laugh and say, "Oh, you see, the shutters moved a little bit. You see, the wind blew that tree a little bit that was next to that house, man." But that doesn't mean the Lord's not dealing with us, man. In fact, that means that the Lord is also ultimately getting his house prepared, getting his house right, shaping it up, man. Getting those that are unwanted and those unbelievers from amongst the fold, man. And that's what the Lord is doing right now, man. He's cleansing our house. And ultimately, a perfectionist will start at his own. A perfectionist is not going to go into the world and say, well, I'm going to correct y'all first, then I'm going to just get my house. What's going on with me last? I'm going to get that done last. Nah, man, that's backwards. That's not how the Lord moves, man. The Lord is not sloppy, man. You're sloppy, Jake. The Lord is on point with his moves, man. But it says, blessed are you when men shall revel you and persecute you and shall say all manner of evil against you falsely for my sake.
That's right, man. So people are gonna falsely come up and try to accuse you of different type of things. All right. What for the name's sake of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, man. All right. They even gonna go as far as to hire agents, hire people. All right, and give them money. All right, to what? To come up against us, man. Like that guy George Soros, man. What he does? He sets up. He pays these different people to go out there and protest. And to what?
Crisis actors.
Yeah, crisis actors, pretty much, man. Go out there and demolish property that belongs to these different businesses and everything like that. So that's what they're going to be doing to the prophets as well, man.
Right. And these agents are closer than you think, man. It ain't just so far-fetched. Oh, I'm just seeing it on the news. These people infiltrating, coming around, asking questions. They're closer than you think, man. They're coming up to camps. They're in your local neighborhood, in your communities, at your shopping malls, at your grocery stores, man. Waiting to see, man, well, I see them going to Whole Foods. he buying pork out that section, or is he really about what he's talking about? That's what it's coming down to, man. So we got to be on point. But it's the last verse. It says, "Rejoice and be exceedingly glad, for great is your reward in heaven. For so persecuted they the prophets which were before you."
That's right, man. So rejoice, man, because all of these signs are indications that you are what? A potential hopeful elect, man.
That's right.
All right, and that what? These same things that are happening to us, all right, happened to us in the past, man, if we are those same men. All right, we just coming back, all right, having to go through that same lot again, man. As the scriptures say, the prophets are subject to the prophets, man. So what? They're gonna go through these same things because they were built to go through these things.
Yep.
You know?
That's right, man. We get like one more to take us out. You had one you?
Got one more. All right, this is Second Thessalonians chapter 2, Second Thessalonians chapter 3, and I'm starting from verse 1. Finally, brethren, pray for us that the word of the Lord may have free course. Okay, and pretty soon the word of the Lord is not going to have free course because we know that the famine of the word is getting ready to come. And the famine of the word is synonymous with us, being persecuted for the word. It says, finally, brethren, pray for us that the word of the Lord may have free course, and he glorified and be glorified even as it is with you. Verse 2, and that we may be delivered from unreasonable and wicked men. For all men have not faith.
Ooh, unreasonable.
Yeah.
Kind, huh?
Yeah. So hey, that's what we're praying for. When this devil comes after us with persecution, okay, and a great insurrection, we're gonna be praying to Yahweh Shema Shai to be delivered from unreasonable and wicked men. Wicked men that is going to make us an offender for a word. Okay, wicked men that are going to bring up false testimonies and false accusations against us. Okay, to for us to be blamed and for the ministry to be blamed, all because of we speak out against the powers that be.
Yeah, man. We look, man. We're the real ones that are for our people, man. Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, BLM. All right. What's some other guys' names? Farrakhan,
Yeah.
Al Sharpton, T.D. Jakes, Joel Osteen. What's the other one? Creflo Dollar. They're not for our people, man. They're not for a bettering of our nation, man. They're not for restoration of our people, man. Of our mindset. So the proof is in the pudding, like they say, man. All right, the proof is in the scriptures, and we're not going to stop and get off of our watch until the Lord say so, man. Because if not, the Lord would have put it in there that I reserved 7,000 that have not bowed to the knees of Baal, man. The Lord has reserved us. So, like the brother brought out about the elder Kazak in Mississippi, somebody has to be the elect, man. You got it, I'm going to take it out of here.
I got one. Yeah, one more verse. It's one more verse. It's 2 Thessalonians 3, verse 3. But the Lord is faithful, who shall establish you and keep you from evil. So hey, we wholeheartedly believe that the Lord is going to lift up a standard for us when this devil comes down after us, like a flood, as it tells you in Isaiah 59 and 19. Yeah. So hey, all we pretty much have to do is just believe, and Yahweh Shema Shah is going to take care of the rest. He's going to do the heavy lifting for us, so to speak. You got it, Moss.
This is Luke 21 and 12. It says, but before all these, they shall lay their hands on you and persecute you, delivering you up to the synagogues and to the prisons, being brought before kings and rulers for my name's sake. So we're going to be brought before these big judges. What they call that now? We're going to be brought before these big these big judge houses.
Yeah.
All right, and you know what? Be put up there for the sake of the name of the Lord, man. All right, we're gonna have to bring up our testimony. All right, our defense, which is this word. All right, and it says, and it shall turn to you for a testimony. It says, settle it therefore in your hearts, not to meditate before what ye shall answer. It says, "For I will give you a mouth of wisdom which all your adversaries shall not be able to gainsay nor resist," man. So we're not going to be thinking about really too much about what we're going to say, man. The Lord's just going to put it within our spirit, within our mind, to be able to, defend the gospel, man. All right.
That's right.
It says, uh, verse 16, "And ye shall be betrayed both by parents and brethren and kinsfolks and friends, and some of you shall be caused to be put to death," man. So some of us are going to be put to death. Some of us, are going to face that lot, man, but not all of us, man. All right. Which is a worthy death, man. So it's an honor, man, to die for the Lord. Scriptures say, "No greater love it is than to lay your life down, right, for a brother." And that's what you're basically doing, laying your life down for your Hawashai, man. All right. And the brethren, it says, "And ye shall be hated of all men for my sake, for my name's sake, but there shall not a hair on your head perish." So what? That's that standard being lifted up, all right, for some brothers, man, all right, getting spiritual powers or divine intervention in some type of way, maybe really by angel, or it may be your spirit that the spirit put it on somebody to get you out of a particular situation, man. All right, and it says, "In your patience possess ye your souls," and that's us, patiently, in these different circumstances, us patiently waiting for the Lord's mercy, man, to deliver us. All right, and that's it on that. Lord willing, all right, this video has been edifying. All right, we're gonna give all honor and glory to
Yahweh, Bashim, Yahushua, Bashim, Arakakudash.
All right, double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Salutations and blessings to the Akim that's pushing this truth and sincerity to the four corners of the world. Until next time, Lord willing, we say Shalom.
Shalom.
Bob.
Bob.
All right, Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. Come ya Shalom.
Shalom.